And Ofelia, since you just joined us, do you want to give a brief introduction to yourself?
I'm Ofelia Wynn.
Just what we want to say, we watched a little video about when you got your charges dropped, so yeah, just anything you want to say before we...
Well, I just thought it was really unfair, or I don't know what police officer or sheriff was thinking about. But he stopped me, and I did stop when he turned on his lights. I kept going because what he wanted me to stop was like up in the mountains, and there are no lights, there are no lights. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was coming home from work at the casino, and she wanted me to stop this place. Like, oh my gosh, I can't stop at this place because I was scared for one thing. There's a cliff on one side, and there's mountain on the other side, and they'll never find my body. You know, if they threw me off of the cliff, I mean, my children will never find me. I mean, not that, you know, but anyway, so I didn't stop, and I kept going. I went like 3 miles to a gas station, and I really planned this because I was working a night shift for 4 years, and so I was thinking, like, if I ever get in trouble, the next best place is this 76 gas station that has led, and there's an attendant in this little store, so there will be a witness, you know, kind of like tape. So I kept going, and the sheriff turned on his lights. He was, the assistant telling me, not move the car, and like, no, I have to move my car because I gotta get where I'm going, so that you can charge me or put me in jail or whatever you want to do with me. So I kept going. By the time I got there, he was really, really mad. And so it's like, give me your stuff, you know, like registration and all that stuff. And I gave it to him, and I was upset. So like, here, you know, and I go, see, he didn't like that either. So by the time he gave it back to me, I think he was trying to find something against me. And he couldn't find it. Somehow I got a clean record. And when he came back and said, sign this, it was a citation. But I wasn't speeding, it was raining, I couldn't speed, it was raining, I wasn't speeding. I was going 20 miles an hour. I only did not stop because I wanted to be in the same place. And so I realized I shouldn't be getting a citation. He said, I don't know what it is. And he said, well, just sign it. I said, no, I don't want to sign something that I know I didn't do. And so he said, okay, well, we'll take you to jail. And I'm like, jail, why? You know, so he said, get out. And I'm like, I was scared because if I get out, it's like my car was a sanctuary, and I don't want to get out because I know what's going to do. It was already Saturday. So he forced open the door. Well, my door handle was broken. My car was really messed up. But anyways, my door handle was open. So he put his hand into the car and opened it from the inside. And he opened it, and then there was another officer that came to help him. And he said, get out, get out. And I'm like, no, you know. And so the 2 of them, and I'm 5 foot, I'm short, and they helped me in both hands. 2 beefy officers, young guys, probably could be my grandson. And they just kind of pulled my arm out of the car, and they told me to turn around. I'm not a seasoned criminal, so I didn't know why they were asking me to turn around. Well, they wanted to help me. And I'm like, oh, why do I have to turn around again? And, you know, one officer pulled my hand back, and then the other officer, I was fighting with my right hand, my strong hand, and so he forced it back. And because of that, I fractured my elbow when I got to the hospital. And then I guess he couldn't, I don't really remember, but somehow I got on the ground. And they told me to get up. And I'm like, I can't get up, my hands are in your cuffs. And so they were dragging me. And I was thinking, oh my God, I need help. So I started yelling, help, help me. And then I thought, call the police. And then I thought, wait a minute, these are the police, you know. They couldn't be calling them. So they dragged me underground. I ended up with bloody hands because I guess I scraped the ground. And they threw me in the back of the van and called a supervisor. The supervisor came and said, why are you all bloody? Like, I produced it, and I'm like, I know it was bloody. And he said to the other 2 officers, You can't take her to jail being all yucky, dirty, bloody. So we're going to take you to Palomar Hospital. And I'm like, I don't want to go there because I don't want to pay $50 to go for emergency. And they go, no, you're going. So I said, fine. So they took me there, and by the time I got there, I was still in cuffs. But they took my blood pressure, blood sugar. My blood pressure was 238 and climbing. So and my blood sugar was, the regular one is between 70 and 110, and mine was 293. I should be in a coma at that time. So the doctor said, no, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here, and we're going to take care of the bleeding and get x-ray your elbow and all that kind of stuff. So they finally took the cuffs off and gave me a citation for resisting arrest. Failing to yield, speeding, and one more, I can't remember. They added another fourth one. So I was like, oh my God, I'm a criminal now. It really is very traumatizing. It happened in February, and to this day, when I see an officer or a police car, I turn like away. I like, make a right turn into a street or make a left turn so that if they're behind me, they pass me by. But it's scary, and it became a joke at at work. They say, good night, Ofelia, make sure you stay away from the cops, and it's like, wait, no, that doesn't sound right. They're supposed to be protecting us. But it was very emotional. I was very emotional because I can't believe that I was treated that way. I couldn't run 200 feet if my life depended on it. And this guy cuffed me and, stuck me in a car for, I don't know, an hour or so in there. And I kept saying, you guys got diabetes, you can't cuff me. My arm is numbing and I might lose it and I have to, take my medicine. They towed my car away and I had to pay $400 to get my car the next day, which I didn't have. And, but it was like, he was saying how you have been proven guilty, but prior to that, even before you are proven guilty, you're already being treated like a criminal. And I think that's really, really bad. I have nightmares, and, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in jail, and so that kind of stuff. But after they arrested me, after they gave me the citations, I was supposed to go to criminal court. I went to criminal court by myself, and they appointed me, I didn't bring an attorney, so they gave me a
public defender?
Yeah. So then they asked me to do a financial report, and I make a lot of money on paper. I don't, but I make a lot of money on paper. And so I couldn't get help from the court system for a free attorney. So then they said, okay, we're going to give you 30 days. I went back the next. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have an attorney. I called the legal aid. I called advocacy, for people who need help, legally and all that. ACLU said, no, we don't take criminal cases. We only take criminal cases if they're really, is this really big time crime, and I'm like, no. So I was told I have to have retainer of $5,000 and $300 per hour for an attorney. No, that means I'm not going to eat, my children are not going to eat, and my mother is not going to eat, and we're going to be homeless if I do this. But then I have to go to court. I have to, have me tell them I didn't do anything bad. So my manager at work knows Rachel, and she said, well, you know what, Rachel probably could help you. She works, she's an attorney, and so she called Rachel, and Rachel's like, I'll take it, And I'm like, she will? I'm like, Rachel, I didn't have any money or something. No, it's okay, And so she did, and with her help, we went to court, you know, pleaded not guilty and all that kind of stuff. And she got me off. And Rachel was like spending all this time with me. You know, we went up the place that I was stopped, recreated the, you know, what happened and all that kind of stuff a week before, so we were getting ready for the trial. So,
taking the trial. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm just shocked that they took it that far.
I know, it was like a week before Rachel. It was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be, you know, in jail, and my mother will be like out in the streets, you know, and all that kind of stuff. My children are like gonna go, you're a criminal, you know, and so we were doing all that preparing for the trial, and they called Rachel and said they were dropping all charges. I'm like, really?
So what they do is they have before, at the end of the week, they have to call for like the next week trials or whatever. And the person who was going to prosecute you was like in trial, so it was his buddy or his fellow DA. And I told him the whole story. He's like, so I don't really make these decisions, so I'll just pass that information along. It's like, okay, great. And then 20 minutes later, they called me back saying that they were dismissing the charges.
And Rachel called me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a free woman, you know. I have nightmares of going to jail. I really, really do, because I felt that I didn't have. These are police officers. These are people who knows people, you know, work for the government, work for their director, and they're gonna protect themselves.
The high school graduates with guns.
Yeah, that's how, you know, I just felt that they're just gonna take care of themselves, and they're gonna bring up all this whatever against me. And I'm an old woman, you know, and I'm like, no, I didn't do any of that stuff. But the process that they did when they arrested me, or wanted to arrest me, was really very, very hard. It's very hard to move, very hard to move. But thank you.
Thank you so much.